Okay, now say something.
Now I can have the clap.
Now you can have the clap.
We're
and
back,
be funny.
baby. Haven't had the clap in weeks.
What? An unscheduled break from, you guessed it,
The
clap.
If I, what I was going to say is, if I
This
die,
is ass. Sorry,
if I
keep going.
die from poisoning, put on my tombstone.
Died from poisoning?
No, it was a snack and so was I.
Okay.
I think that's a pretty good. I like the idea of putting something really funny on your tombstone.
I do too.
Like
I mean,
just
you might as well.
one last joke that you get to make.
I mean, well, what do you think about, like, putting something funny on your tombstone because your life was a joke? How would you feel about that?
That's kind of the default for both of us, I think.
Speak for yourself, bitch.
Oh, damn.
I'm just kidding.
What is...
Okay, there we go.
Are we good?
Yeah, I just have to make sure I can hear
Are we in
both
there?
of us enough. This is the cursed one. This is the one that no matter how much you tighten this part, it will still go limp
It'll
in the
do
middle
the-
of the show.
God, honestly, same.
You should just feel scared. Be intimidated and keep it up. That works,
That's not
right?
how... That's kind of the opposite,
Feeling
actually.
nervous makes it not deflate in the middle of the show, probably.
Right.
Right. I need, you know what I really need? Cup holder.
Yeah, me too,
Right
actually.
here.
I don't like going all the way over there.
I don't either. And they look really tacky. Cup holder right here looks really tacky. But I get it now.
I don't think it looks
This
tacky.
is a thick ass arm, too.
Ass arm.
Ass arm. Thick ass arm. Cup holder in the thick ass arm.
Yeah. What's tacky about having a cup holder?
They
It
just
means
look
you
ugly.
like to party.
They just look ugly. Oh, I didn't flip the viewfinder around. Can you go do it, please?
Oh my God, I have to do everything
Can you
around
do
here.
one thing, please, this one time?
So much.
So much effort. Yes. You just flip the little bonk. Thank you. Just to make sure that it's recording. Stop. Get your ass out of the frame. Nobody wants to see that.
That's for our video listeners.
Not for free.
Listeners.
Our video
for
listeners.
Our viewers.
Our viewers. Our live studio audience who's waiting for you
All
to
right,
shake
take
ass.
2. Welcome back to the pyramid.
Do you want to do the intro this time? You do it. You haven't done it in so long.
Welcome back to the pyramid, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. My name is Eli, and I'm your shitty co-host every single freaking week, except for the weeks that we're not.
And I'm Amanda.
The actual host.
The what?
Being
Say it.
The host who is being held at gunpoint.
Yeah, the hostess with the mostest. Truly me.
Not the mostest hair anymore, though.
True. Not to like jump ahead, but my haircut is the middle of my pyramid. We can talk about it later.
Okay.
I haven't seen you in so long, dude.
What's up, dog?
Bruh, we took a week off because I was going to be in Canada.
And then I was sick
And
the
then
next
you were
week.
sick. And then I was in Atlanta for work the next week. We were going to record while you were sick, and we couldn't. So we had to take 2 weeks off.
And I'm in
What were you sick with?
It was just like a cold. It was either a cold or allergies. I took COVID test. Wasn't that? I just like felt my throat getting real scratchy and the congestion starting, and I was just
you knew.
I didn't go on a trip with Addison. She went to Mississippi, and I was just like, I can't go. I gotta rehab. And I'm so glad that I shut myself in my house. I took my vitamins. I got a lot of sleep, and I felt better a few days later.
Smart.
And I'm certain that had I gone on that trip, we wouldn't have slept very well. Would have been traveling and blah blah blah.
It would have probably gotten worse.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. 100% would have. So I'm hindsight bias serving me well.
Dang.
I did the right thing.
A friendly reminder that this is not our job. This is not our full time. We don't even make money off of this at all. We're just dicking around in my house once a week. If
that.
If that. And it's like very obvious sometimes that this isn't our full-time job because it's like, I hope that my schedule where 2 days works lines up with Eli's schedule where and it's usually Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Is when we make it work. But if you're sick on the weekend and I'm going to be out of town for work next week, like it's a lot. So
a whole
thank
deal.
you for your patience. Also, we couldn't make this a drinking game like we were going to because we couldn't record it on the weekend. We have to record it during the week.
I can call in sick tomorrow.
But we will do a drinking game eventually.
Maybe for the season opener.
I'm thinking because this is the last episode of season 3.
Yeah.
Which we've done almost a whole season together, which is crazy. You know what's actually crazy?
Did we not? We did all of season 3.
I think like the first 2 I did before I moved or something. But what's crazy is to think, and I've said this before, but like to think about how this podcast used to just be me and a bunch of guests is crazy.
That's
I don't
exhausting.
know how I did that. And I did that while I was teaching. That's crazy.
Talk about biting off more than you can chew.
I simply cannot be bothered to do even a little bit of effort that looks like that anymore. Like that to me seems like an insurmountable ask. And I was doing it for
insurmountable ass.
Like a year. You know, that's you. You're the insurmountable ass. Ass in parentheses derogatory. Can't believe I did that. So anyway, we'll do the drinking game thing for the season 4, the season opener, as it were.
Opener, barely know her.
Do you want to talk about your pyramid of life?
You betcha.
Sounded super convincing.
You betcha.
Okay, great. What you got? Let me.
I actually have 2 bottoms.
Okay.
And the first of which is for the last 2.5 years, I have worked out 4 times a week.
Oh my God.
Every single week. I have not missed.
I believe that.
For illness, for travel, nothing.
You're a very disciplined person. I believe that.
Yes, I thrive on routine. That streak came to an end 2 weeks ago.
When you got sick?
When I got sick, I had traveled the weekend before. I worked out for 2 days.
You powered
and then I got
through
sick.
it during COVID too?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, COVID wasn't 2.5 years ago. This was January of 2022 I started.
Oh my God, I can't believe it was that long ago.
Time's a flat circle. It's okay.
Time's a flat circle.
January of 2022. And I hadn't missed a week. Because 2 weeks ago I traveled the weekend before. I worked out 2 days. I got sick, and then it was the next Tuesday before I was able to go back again. So I fucked up.
Damn. Well, that's not your fault,
and it
though.
feels bad. No, but that hasn't mattered for 2.5 years. I've gotten sick before. I get sick a couple times a year every year. But however, I am back. I may have stumbled, but I have not fallen.
That's fair.
Back at it. Back on that grind, dog.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
And that a lot.
I told you this yesterday because I had to voice memo you because the guy at the climbing gym was playing Silk Sonic. But I went to the climbing gym before work yesterday, and I think that's the move. Because the climbing gym 6 to 9 is members only. Nice.
Hey.
It's members only, and so after work, every hipster and their brother are there at the climbing gym. And I told you yesterday, only 80% of them are wearing deodorant. So it's like...
So there's a guy running outside wearing the tightest shorts I've ever seen in my life.
It's disgusting.
He was cheeked up.
Ugh, gross. So... Sorry, my boss just texted me to do something, and it's almost 7. Where
just say no.
I'm just not going to respond.
Yeah.
No. What was I saying? Oh, there's too many hipsters, and so I went and I took my change of clothes to go to work. I did my whole thing. I brought my makeup and my hair stuff. I fully just because there's nobody there, and there's definitely no girls there. Climbing is a male dominated thing.
Fair.
I was the only girl. So it's just I'm hanging out in the bathroom. I'm changing my clothes. I'm taking my time.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
You know, whatever. The only downside was that I forgot my regular bra. And so I had to wear a sports bra all day at work, which you're not a person who wears a bra, so you don't know.
You don't know that.
A sports bra is truly the most uncomfortable thing to wear for 9 hours. It's because it smushes your boobs together and it gives them no support.
I feel like a suit of armor might be less comfortable.
No. There's no way.
There's
no way. You didn't do a full workday with sports bra on yesterday.
All right,
you don't know.
So next episode, I'll wear a sports bra. You wear a suit of armor. We'll see who's less comfortable by the end of it.
That sounds great. If the suit of armor has a shelf in it that can take the weight of my boobs off, great.
Oh, no, that's not what we said.
But that's not what a sports bra makes it worse. And I had to, but I was I did it to myself. I should have checked my bag before I left. And I got there and I was like, fuck. And
still checked every other box, though.
It's true. I still did literally everything else. My recurring nightmare is that I forget to wear a bra to work. So it really preyed on an actual and I was like, it's okay. I have a sports bra. The one that's currently on my body.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. But
I am contained.
It was really stressful.
That's funny. Can I do my second
bottom?
Oh,
yes. You said you had 2 bottoms.
The second bottom is... about a trip Addison and I took this past weekend.
Who's Addison? No, I'm just kidding. You have a girlfriend?
Yeah. So we went to Louisville this past weekend.
You went to where?
Louisville. That's what it's called. It's named after King Louis. It's Louisville.
We're not fighting. Because we don't have time to fight today.
No, there's no fight here to be
Continue.
had.
Keep going.
So we went to Louisville. We get to our hotel. We get into bed, and there's a huge wet spot on my side of the bed.
Ew.
Yeah, not great with that. Anyway, so I called the front desk. No, I'm sorry. Addison called the front desk, asked for bedding, was like, hey, the bed is wet when we got here. They said, cool, it'll be right up. We waited about half an hour. Nothing happened. I called back, got yelled at. Then a woman knocked at my door. She was like, I'm by myself down here. And then she showed up at the door a few minutes later with bedding, threw it at me. Half of it landed on the floor, and she sprinted down the hallway back to the desk.
Whoa. Where were you staying?
A Hilton Garden Inn, the downtown Hilton Garden Inn in Louisville, Kentucky.
That sucks.
Some tall woman that works behind the desk. If you're listening, that was rude.
Yeesh.
That was very rude.
That sucks.
It made me laugh a lot, though.
I mean,
we had to change our own sheets.
That is,
You
to
gave
me,
us
the worst
dirty
part.
sheets, and it's like 11 p.m. and we had to change our own sheets.
I don't want to know what the hotel mattress looks like. I don't want to know. That
It was actually it was fine.
Okay, that's
It looked
nice.
perfect.
That's none of my business. What a hotel
Okay.
mattress looks like is I don't want to see that.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Someone else can do that. I don't want to know what a communal mattress looks like. I don't want to know.
That's fair.
That sucks, but that is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Because it's like a run-in with a customer service person that doesn't end in, like, I'm going to talk to a manager. You know, it was just like some goofy shit. She threw some sheets at me and walked off, like ran
off,
like,
sprinted.
That's kind of funny.
It was so bad. I shut the door and started laughing.
Yeah, like, what the hell just happened? Yeah.
And as Addison and I are tucking the sheets, and we're like, we're really making our own bed right now.
Like, okay, wait, we're crushing this, actually.
That is her least favorite thing to do.
Crush it? Just like in general?
No,
Just
making a bed.
Oh.
She crushes it on the daily.
I was about to say, how could that be your least favorite thing if she's doing it all the time?
Making a bed, you goofball.
Oh. If you want some really great content, go look at the fan edit that was made of us talking about Addison on our group Instagram account. It is so funny.
So funny.
I watched it a million times when it was sent to us.
I've
It was like
watched
the
it.
funniest thing I've ever seen
I
in my
watched
life.
it several times.
It was so funny. My bottom of the pyramid.
Tell me about your bottom.
Okay. My bottom of the pyramid is something that you said a long time ago that is now happening to me, where I had a bestie move.
Oh, wait, Faith is officially
Yeah,
gone?
Faith is gone.
I didn't even get to see her before she left.
Well,
Faith,
she's going to be back a bunch.
Faith-
She only moved to Atlanta.
This is Faith,
I saw her on
if you're
Saturday.
watching,
Love you. If you're watching, love you.
come back.
But it
I never went to a
sucks.
pool. We talked
Yeah.
about that a few times, and I never went.
It sucks because, like, me and Faith and another bestie, Emily, all of whom have been on the pod before, both of whom have been on the pod before, we used to call ourselves the boys because we were watching an episode of, I think it was Love is Blind, and they were talking about, like, the boys. It was like, the city's not ready for the boys.
The city is always ready for the boys.
The city was built by the boys. The city's always ready for the boys.
Unless you're literally carrying a bomb into the city, it's ready for you.
Come on. And so I said, like, what if we just casually referred to ourselves as the boys?
That's very funny.
And so that's what we changed our group chat to be. And then we would have boys night. And it was just the three of us, like, drinking wine and being like, I hate boys. I hate men. You know, like that kind of thing. And we would do it, like, every other week. We used to do it every week. And then it was every other week. And then we had our last, like, group hang. We went to see, not Miss Congeniality was the first one. Oh, Crazy Stupid Love in the park. And we had someone else who was going to go with us who then at the last minute couldn't go. And we couldn't find anybody to take the last ticket. And it was no.
Where the hell was I?
Not going to be with us. That's for fucking sure.
I could be one of the boys.
No, you couldn't.
Oh,
you don't have what it takes. You don't have the range. But nobody else was available. Nobody else could go. And so I was like, it's literally, and it was the day before she was supposed to move. And I was like, this is like cosmic. This is the final boys' night. Everything was fine. Everything was totally chill until we got to the parking lot to say goodbye. And I started crying.
Damn.
And I started crying the weekend before too, just like the gravity of being an adult and like, I'm so lucky I love this person.
Oh, sure.
And I support you. She's moving for career like things, which is awesome. But this is ass. And knowing that you're not 10 minutes away is going to be ass.
Yeah.
You know?
Atlanta is an incredibly cheap flight from here, or a fairly
True.
easy
I drove
drive.
there for work last week, and it wasn't a big deal.
It's not down the street.
I know. And I'm not just going to, like, see her at group stuff. Like, it was just hard. And Faith, I know, didn't want to go. It's like she's thinking long-term career stuff, so like you have to see it from the adult perspective of like, I support your goals.
Yeah, it's hard.
But what if your goals are inconvenient for me?
Yeah, well, I think it's okay to be like, to feel like a little bit of selfish, like, no, but like figure something out here.
Stay here though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
that sucks, bro.
Yeah, it was ass. I cried a lot.
Faith,
love you so much.
I'm gonna slap her in the face.
So fucking stupid. You lower the group IQ in every room that you're in.
I'm the perfect anchor for the boys.
No.
I'm going to keep lobbying.
Lobbying to be free.
I'm gonna lobby to be one of the boys. The middle of my pyramid is, so I had performance evaluations last like few weeks.
Did you give them or did you receive them?
Yes.
Okay. I thought you would do both.
I have 6 direct reports. Ooh. Which is a lot. Mm-hmm. But those mostly went well. Mm-hmm. I love my employees. I had one who tends to not, who sometimes thinks that like constructive feedback is like a personal attack. They take things very hard.
That's my struggle.
You and this person they're an even more exaggerated version of you in that respect. You guys
I
are very
know
different.
I do it, so I have to like talk myself out of it.
This person struggles a lot with that.
I hate that for them.
And so, for the most part, they're a great employee. I just had a couple pointers, and that was still tough because I knew how they're going to take it, and blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, what I'm really talking about is my performance evaluation. It went insanely well.
Why is that the middle?
Because my boss never gives like real positive feedback, like no affirmations, no like, hey Eli, you crush it at this, like this. It not just like, hey, you did well on this day, you had a great day today, I don't give a shit about that. But she was like, you show patterns of just setting a new standard when it comes to like these things. And I was just like, what the fuck is happening? I was waiting for the other shoe to drop. That's my boy.
No performance issues.
Yeah, not a single one. I was expecting to get like on target or meets expectations.
Yeah.
I got a couple of those, but then she was like, on these things, you set a new standard. That's like the highest. She never gives that shit. I know she doesn't.
Period.
And that was all dope. And so I got me a 3.4% raise.
Oh. Well, you work for a nonprofit.
3.4% of already too little is not good.
I get that.
When the cost of living has gone up 8% in the last year.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a 3.4% raise. I just took a pay cut.
You better be careful. I talked shit about someone that I worked with, and I got my ass handed to me at work.
My supervisor doesn't set the amount.
Oh, okay.
This is an HR thing. They plug our evaluations into like an algorithm or whatever, and it's capped at you can't get above a certain range.
That's so upsetting.
Yeah.
That's really,
and so
really frustrating.
No, it's not her fault. I don't know. The performance eval could not have gone better. This is like an HR,
She's
like a
doing
policy.
All she can, yeah.
It's a policy thing.
That's ass.
So that's ass. But the fact that like it seems like she has put into legit writing that she thinks highly of me is crazy. Yeah. I did not think that for a long time. I did not think that was the case.
That's very exciting.
She was for real gassing me up.
I love that.
Yeah.
My middle of the pyramid is this haircut. I got my haircut. I chopped it all off on Saturday. Today's Monday. Yeah. And it's a little bit shorter than I thought it was going to be.
Looks great.
Thank you. I think it looks good. I when I first got the cut, I was like, oh no, this is kind of nuts. But it has like, I'm looking at myself in the reflection of the TV. I'm not just like staring into the wall. It has like a shape to it. Whereas the other times I've chopped off all my hair, it's just been like, just straight across. And so it's kind of gone like this. But the round shape it like matches the round shape of my face.
Yeah, it's perfect.
And I think it's fine.
Yes, it is.
But every time I look at myself, I'm like, am I eating or do I hate it? Like,
no, you look, like that was the first thing I saw when I walked in. I actually like it.
Thank you. I think I'm eating the girls up, but
Can you put it into 2 tiny little pigtails like this?
You should see me trying to put it up to go to sleep. Because because you're not supposed to sleep on long hair because it like kills your hair.
Is that long hair now?
No, but you're supposed to take as much hair as you can and pile it on the top of your head.
Why?
Because if you think about it, like,
does it mat it down?
Hair, it makes it really hot, and your hair's really fragile, hair in general. And so if you're sleeping like this on hair that's already fragile, you're creating like a really intense heat conductant right here between your scalp and your cotton sheet. So if you don't have silk pillowcases, everyone recommends that you take as much of your hair and just kind of loosely pile it on top and go to sleep with like a ponytail or something on the top of your head.
See, I don't know these things, and that's why I'll never be one of the boys.
True, dude. You don't know the struggle of sleeping in a silk scrunchie.
But
that's
let me learn. Let me be the boy's apprentice.
Put a silk scrunchie on that hair, and then we'll have a conversation.
I don't think I can. I just cut my hair, too.
Can't be a boy. Then I don't know what to tell you.
I want to be a real boy.
I want to be a real boy. But anyway, my hairstylist is really sweet, so everything is probably fine. And what really helped is like when I went to work on Monday, when I went to work yesterday, immediately in our staff meeting is the first thing we do. All of the female staff were like, oh, your hair looks so... I was like, okay, great. Because these fuck-ass dudes aren't going to say shit to me.
I did!
In my office. Fuck-ass office dudes. Not you. Different. They didn't say anything. But then again, I was like, please don't say anything to me, men who work with me, because I just don't want to deal with whatever that is. So then when I saw all the girls, and they're like, oh, your hair looks... I was like, okay, everything's fine. If the girls think I look good, that's literally all that matters. So I think I'm fine. But that's the middle.
Very good.
What's the top of your pyramid,
The top of my pyramid was the city of Louisville, but in particular, the fair. The fair that happens. Okay, first of all, something I realized every time I go to just another city that isn't literally like Atlanta.
Speak on it.
Every time I go somewhere, I'm like, oh my God, driving here is so easy. Walking around is so easy.
Life
it doesn't
here must
feel
be so easy.
like the bottom of Satan's taint. Weather-wise, every time, dude, going to Louisville, going to Atlanta, going to Albuquerque, going to fucking Houston.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where I go. Every time I go somewhere, I'm like, oh my God, there's not crazy traffic at 2 p.m. on a fucking Sunday.
Anytime that you're walking in downtown Nashville, everywhere you walk, you're always walking uphill. You know what I mean? I'm never walking downhill in Nashville. I'm always walking up a hill.
No, Louisville was flat.
Crazy.
There's like nice old architecture down there.
It's
There's
a really
room
nice
for stuff.
city, yeah.
There's good food. There wasn't a struggle to get literally anywhere.
Love.
It was awesome. But we visited Food Bank. It was great. But the fair is like, it's like the 6th largest fair in the country or something we heard.
It is.
But they had, so we got to meet like some really good, like some really cool people. Have some really like tasty lemonade. We got to pet these huge pigs that are basically like gigantic fat dogs.
Yeah.
Like you scratch them on their head and then you stop and they're just like, wait, no, please. And they like go back to your hand. So there was a sheep named Beans that Addison scratched on its back between its shoulder blades and its leg started kicking.
Leg.
Oh, so cute.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was just all great. We just had like a really great weekend. Louisville's never... Like, I've never spent actual time there as an adult. It's been like a pass-through city, if that. I can't even remember the last time I went. But we had a really great time.
I love that. That's very exciting.
Indeed.
Are you ready to talk about my top of the pyramid?
Yeah, you betcha.
We're gonna vehemently disagree about this.
All right.
And I don't really want to fight, but I do want to have some discord about it.
Discourse?
Or discourse. Not the app. Discourse. Did you watch any of the Democratic National Convention that took place last week?
No.
Okay. You and I...
I'm aware of kind of what happened.
Sure. I know you and I believe almost the same thing policy-wise, but our outlook on politics in general is different. In the sense that... And I would also like to preface this by saying, I understand... Well, okay. People who don't live in the States... There are 2 major political parties that we've talked about on the podcast before. The Republicans, gross, and the Democrats, less gross. And the last couple of months leading up to the elections, which happened in November, there's the RNC and the DNC, the Republican National Convention and the Democratic National Convention. And it's literally a week-long convention of candidates asking, like, please make me the official Republican or the official Democratic nominee. Now, since we only have really one person running on one side and one person running on the other, there wasn't really like a selection that needed to happen. So it was just a lot of formalities. But it was also for the Democrats kind of a party. And I recognize that the entire point of that effort is propaganda. They want you to believe in your party. They want you to vote for your person. Mm-hmm. I totally get it.
It's a hype show.
And it's for both. It's like the Republicans are doing that for them, and they're really locked in, and the Democrats are doing it for us, and we're really locked in now. Like, I totally get that that's the whole point. Mm-hmm. But it was really fun, and it was awesome. And, that's my work email. Shut up! I'm not on the clock. Anyway, it was really fun to watch. The opening session, or the opening, like, activity is to do a roll call where the, I don't know who he is, but some guy says, like, New Jersey, how do you vote? Tennessee, how do you vote? And they kind of, like, go through and talk about the candidates.
I saw the Tennessee clip.
And then at the end, the candidate accepts the nomination of whoever has the most votes. Again, Kamala Harris is the only Democrat running, so she got all of them and she accepted all of them. But again, it's just a formality. And I woke up the next day, the day that it ended, which was last Friday, and I got a little emotional because it felt like maybe this is possible. And maybe we could have a female president by the end of the year. I feel relatively optimistic about it because the RNC it went terribly. And the Republicans are losing a lot of their members based on the person who Kamala Harris is, or because of the person that Kamala Harris picked as her running mate, who's pulling a lot of Republicans over to vote Democrat. And it was just fun. And like the Tennessee roll call was done by bestie of the pod, Justin Pearson. He crushed it.
The Tennessee
Three were supposed to speak at the end. They were supposed to wrap the convention, but they got bumped because a rumor got out that Beyonce was going to perform. Because Kamala Harris's official campaign song is the song Freedom by Beyonce. Mm. And she was there, and it became a security problem, and they had to back out.
Dang.
But they got bumped. And then Beyonce didn't even perform.
Dang.
And Justin Pearson is a friend of my brother-in-law's.
Of course he is.
And of course he is. And Pratik was like texting him and talking to him. And he was like, yo, we got bumped for Beyonce. And she didn't even get to go. Like, she didn't even perform.
Yeah, I'm sure they're not salty about it or anything.
Yeah,
that's good.
Like, whatever. So anyway, it's like, I understand being cautiously optimistic. We all thought that there was no way Trump was going to get elected the first time. And then he did. Totally understand cynicism when it comes to American politics, skepticism when it comes to American politics. Totally get all of it. But the DNC as an event and as like a propaganda activity was awesome.
So you might be surprised at my response.
Oh,
I heard
thought you were gonna shit all over it.
No, I think that the Democratic Party is not nearly as terrible as the Republican Party. Obviously, they're like, the Republicans have aligned themselves with like an outright Nazi, and
I mean, come on.
Democrats at least like sometimes have rainbow flags nearby. So
the Democrats are at least they're fronting well.
Well,
you know what I mean. The Republicans are not.
Yeah. I will say this, that when Trump pretended to get shot. We can have that discussion another time as well. But when someone put a bullet near him, and that picture came out of him with his fist up and the American flag in the background, I was like, that's it.
It looks awesome.
I was like, that's it. He's winning.
Yeah.
Biden is just weak and decaying in front of our eyes. And then Trump, quote unquote, survived an assassination attempt. Are you kidding me? Americans are just coming in their pants over this. And then Kamala Harris announced that she would, like, Biden backed out and Trump got fucking scared.
Oh, yeah.
He stopped campaigning because he realizes, like, he's bad at it. The indictments are not going away.
No.
And Kamala Harris is like rallying the fucking troops, dude. And then
he won't debate her. He
exactly
because debate her because he knows he's gonna lose.
Well, yeah, he and Biden, like, he knows that he can shout down Biden, and Biden's too dumb and out of his fucking mind.
Old.
He's just out of his mind.
Let that man rest.
Exactly.
Like,
and so Trump knows that he can beat that. He cannot beat Kamala. She has a functioning brain in her head. And is well spoken, and she'll tell him to stop interrupting her. I've seen so many clips of her going, "I'm speaking now."
Okay.
And then she picked the perfect vice president. This guy, I mean,
this fucking guy, Governor Walz.
Yeah, is like a former high school football. Everyone listening is just like, yeah, we know.
We know. Yeah.
But no, this guy is like the shit. He's awesome. What a perfect, like, running mate he is.
Yeah.
And so Trump is fucking scared. And so, like, then the vibe of the two conventions was so different. Democrats are, like, trying to be optimistic, and it's fun, and everyone's, like, supporting one another.
Yeah.
And there's energy. And the Republicans, it felt like a fucking funeral.
I was just going to say it felt like a funeral.
It was it was dark. It was weird and awkward
and ominous.
And because, well, they also can't use any like cool music because no performing artist is just. They're like, dude, get the fuck out of here! Don't you dare use our music. The Trump campaign's been called out a lot for like, hey, don't use my song. Absolutely not. Don't do that. And so Trump is just like kind of tail between his legs. He's already preparing to cry foul. He's not actually trying to win. He's just gonna be like, well, it's rigged.
He's gonna hit him with that find the votes again.
Yeah, it's rigged. It's everything's against me. Someone like rebel on my behalf.
Yeah, whatever. What's interesting, you're talking about the music thing. Beyonce has never allowed anyone to use her music commercially ever. You'll never catch a Beyonce song in a commercial as a campaign. Like, she historically notoriously, she's like Taylor Swift. You just don't do it ever. She always says no to everyone. This year, she has said no to. She said yes to two people. One of them was Jordan Childs, the Olympian.
Okay.
The other one was Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
And the Trump campaign tried to use the same song in like a slam campaign, like the Freedom Song, which is the Democratic campaign anthem. They tried to flip it around, and Beyonce sued him or sent him a cease and desist.
Yeah.
Because he was trying to like, oh no, we're cool too, and she's like, don't you ever?
No, you're not.
Get my name out of your fucking mouth. You know what I mean?
I love not to. This will be the last thing I say about this, but I just love how the thing that has really set Republicans off is people calling them weird. Like, y'all are just,
and they're freaking out.
They can respond to being called evil.
Yeah.
They can respond to being called like
insane
shitty
or, like,
or crazy or whatever.
Crazy,
just
yeah.
like, dude, you're being so weird
you're
right
being
now. Stop.
Weird.
Why are you so obsessed with what people's genitals look like?
That's
Chill.
weird.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And they're just like, no, bro, please be mad for me, bro.
I'm not weird. No, you're the weirdest group of people in the country. You're fucking weird, dude.
Because you think that you're like normal and straight laced and the best, and you're just not.
You're just not. You're weird, and the vibe is sour.
Yeah.
There was an event that Trump spoke out for, a National Association of Black Journalists, and it went very poorly, as you can expect. And
that's weird.
In passing, he went on this whole long tirade about people
black
from
jobs.
the border coming in and taking people's jobs, and he said that they're taking black jobs. And the interviewer said, "What do you mean by black jobs? Like, what's a black job?"
Thank you for asking a follow-up question.
Great
for
question.
Once in your life.
And
no one
said,
ever presses him on anything.
It's true. And he said a black job is any job. So he like tried to backpedal out of that really quickly.
Good try.
But he said it first, so it stuck around. So then Michelle Obama got up to speak at the DNC, and she said that who's going to tell President Trump that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs.
I saw that, yeah.
Michelle. And she looked at the camera and she went.
I did see the.
She smirks at the camera. She's like.
I didn't see the clip of Obama making a dick joke.
He's got this weird obsession about crowd
sizes.
I'm like, Barack, my man.
More like Barack Obama, am I right?
Period. So, anyway, I get it, but the DNC was fucking awesome. And they got a lot of really good speakers. And Little John was there, and he did the Georgia roll call.
Yeah?
He did To the Window, to the Walls.
Okay.
Yeah. He did, for real. He was like, to the window.
No, I'm doing the thing.
Oh, to the walls. And he was like, Governor Walz.
Oh, that's funny.
And then he was like, we the people of Georgia, like did his whole thing. The governor of New Jersey, the guy's like, New Jersey, how do you cast your vote? And he goes, I'm Governor Phil Murphy. We're from Jersey, baby. And you're not. And then he like, we the proud garden state, blah, blah, blah. And everyone on the internet was like, what the fuck? Why did he say that? This is the Democrat. We're from Jersey, baby. And you're not.
Like, good. That's good, I think.
But then everyone on the internet who's from Jersey was like, hell yeah. He's the voice of the people. Fuck you, bitches. It's like, That's so New Jersey. Calm down. Yeah. No one is coming to get you, girl. Calm down.
That's so funny.
It was awesome. We do have a couple of emails.
Oh, shit.
Don't worry. Oh, a couple, 3. Oh, one of them is spam.
Aw.
Damn. Okay.
You should just read that like it's an actual email.
No, absolutely. No free promo. Okay, one of them is from Bestie of the Pod, Tony. Obviously. I have a hair.
You have a few of them, actually.
Well, one that feels like it's tickling my mouth. It's getting on my nerves. Okay. Hello, Amanda, and that one guy from band camp. That would be you.
Hell yeah.
While actively writing this email on the, there's a word missing. I think he means the eve of my birthday, which is August 8th. Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday, Tony.
Happy birthday.
It's the same as Shawn Mendes. I wanted to congratulate you all on being on the Sounds Like a Cult podcast and to give you all a reverse birthday gift and say thank you both for bringing me so much fun and joy for the past 2 years or something like that since I found this podcast.
Hell yeah. But
some behind the scenes about the debate of whether it's Asia or McKinsey during the mini division for nationals. So there's like some behind the scenes tea. Christine Kelly just went over this episode on Back to the Bar.
Should we save this for after the episode?
Actually, yeah.
That way we can talk about it and then.
Yes, let me get to his pyramid of life and then we can talk.
Yeah.
Don't let me forget that. The bottom of the pyramid is being bit or stung by a wasp because it hurts like a motherfucker. True.
Oh, shit,
I got stung by a bee for the first time this summer, and that shit hurts like super bad.
Yeah, being stung is not cool.
No. The middle of the pyramid is being forklift certified because it makes me more useful for line 3 when getting things getting things like cardboard for my case packers and lids for my filler for the warehouse. But holy shit, putting full pallets of product in any row of any kind of the warehouse is terrifying as shit.
It's stressful.
That's true. I also work at a place where there's forklifts and I can't watch them do their thing. It really stresses me out.
I am forklift certified. I'm currently training a couple of my employees on them. We just did that today.
I can't do it.
It is stressful watching new people do it.
It's so scary.
Yeah.
But the top of my pyramid is the fact that I'm now 23 and I celebrated my birthday at work. Can't believe I celebrated at work, but I got a ton of love from my coworkers for my birthday, which made me happy.
Oh my God. I didn't realize. Holy shit. I'm so much older than you, Tony.
You're almost 10 years older than him, right?
I'm over 10 years old. I'm 34, dog.
You're 34?
Yeah.
Why did I think you were like 32?
I appreciate that.
Probably because you were 32 when we first met. Or no, you turned.
What math are you doing? What are
math.
Numbers with you? That's girl math.
I'm doing girl math.
We've been friends for 6 years, so that means
I can't believe that. I can't believe we've been friends for that long. That's crazy.
That seems like long enough, right? I should probably go.
It feels like, I think we've hit our limit. Good night, guys. Get the fuck out of my house.
No, it's time to take the friendship to the next level and make me
I'm not going to make you one of the boys. Shut the fuck up. That is an impenetrable bond. Fuck off.
Yeah, we'll see.
But my song of the week is Alibi by Svedlazia.
Wait, say that.
There's like a bunch of words here. It's spelled Sevdaliza. Pablo Yatar and Yulset, which I found on TikTok.
I think he was typing out the sound of a sneeze.
Potentially. Gesundheit, Tony.
Yeah, bless you.
Signed King Tony, King of the Coke Employees, Bestie of the Pod, and the Dance Hirasha of Line 3 every single freaking week except for the weeks that I'm not. That's a Demon Slayer reference, hell yeah.
That's a good email.
And then another one from listener Anon. I believe. This is a listener who wishes to remain anonymous.
Oh boy.
Okay, this person says, guys, listen. This email is being quickly and passionately written because I need to tell you that a brand new Dance Mom show is on Hulu. Did you see this? So one of the moms from the Candy Apples started her own dance company, and it's like Dance Moms 2 Electric Boogaloo or some shit. I don't know what it's called. It's something like that. I'm typing this as I watch the first episode, and man, what a wild ride. Okay, now it's time for the hello.
Oh,
Hi, Amanda and Eli. I'm a fairly new fan. Oh, okay, so this is Jenna. Okay, I was thinking there was someone else whose name started with a J who wanted to remain anonymous. Must not be this person. Hi, Jenna. I picked up the podcast right after you began making episodes again and after you took your mental health break. I'm glad you're doing better. This has been such a blast to listen to, and to listen to this podcast evolve, and I practically shove it down my coworkers' throats.
Hell
as you
yeah.
should.
Keep shoving.
As you should.
I'm
I'm keeping that in. I used to watch... You done? Or no?
That's, again...
I used to watch Dance Moms.
Addison.
Yeah.
So weird.
I used to watch Dance Moms as they aired it with my mom. Questionable choices were made in this, looking back on the show now.
Yeah.
She passed away in 2013, and for some reason, this terrible, trashy, awful TV show that aged like smelling cheese is my nostalgic comfort show that I like to watch when I think of my mom.
That's
Your
very
podcast
sweet.
is very sweet. Your podcast has brought a fresh new twist of perspective to the show for me, and I wish my mom could listen with me. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Ooh, so many belly aching laughs would be shared. Thank you for what you do. You really help out this gal every week. Keep doing what you do. I always look forward to the episodes. Hopefully you don't gag too much over my run-on sentences in this email. Love you guys. P.S. As a follow-up to my previous email, because I'm sort of a dunce who got too excited and weird about sending an email, I hope you have a wonderful vacation. Okay, thanks, bye. Thanks, Jenna. Thanks, bestie. Okay. Are you ready to talk about the final episode of season 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you bet your bottom dollar I am. Oh, no.
Is this your first day? What the hell?
Okay, in my defense, you usually say you're ready to get into the content of this episode.
Oh.
So you set me up weirdly.
So it's the girl's fault. Got it.
Yeah, it's
because a man can never be wrong or take accountability for his flaws.
The boys can never be wrong, and I'm one of the boys.
You are not one of the boys. You must stop this immediately. You have to stop.
Do Emily and Paige actually listen to this?
Who the fuck is Paige?
Or Faith.
You can't be a boy. You don't even know their names.
Shut up. I'm already thinking. I'm already thinking about the episode.
No,
Faith, my
idiot.
bad.
You're already thinking about the content of the episode.
A flapping the Faith.
A joke that was definitely worth it, by the way, for sure.
Totally nailed that.
Comedy is a risk, you know what I mean? And sometimes it pays off. Most of the time it doesn't. You would know more about that than I would.
Thank goodness. One of the boys.
You fucking suck. Okay, previously... Oh, wait, let me back up. This is season 3, episode 37. Jesus fucking Christ.
41 on Hulu.
41 on Hulu for who knows what reason. It's called The Big Not So Easy.
I hate how they put multiple comments in that title, by the way.
It's like so much. Like, what are we doing? We need to pick a lane. Pick a struggle. It's so annoying. I knew you were going to say that. That would be a cute drag name. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage. Pick a lane. That would be kind of cute. You can have that one for free. What was the other one that
you said?
I'm not saying that one because that one's a really good idea.
Oh, and so
no, wait. You're not talking about what I want to do if I'm a drag king. You're talking about the other one I said?
Yeah.
It was something about butts.
Not Seymour.
Something butts. It wasn't Seymour Butts. No, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I can't remember what it was. It was something about butts. I can't remember. Okay. Previously on, we had the Dance Spirit magazine thing where they wanted to do a story on Mackenzie and Maddie.
You know what's strange? Sorry to totally
nationals are coming up.
Yeah, it's to throw a monkey wrench in this. The previously on usually is an indicator of what's going to be discussed or talked about in this episode. We'll do a previously on, and they're like, remember last time when Christy said this?
It's going to come back.
It's going to come back. Yeah. That magazine thing didn't even sort of get mentioned. I forgot
that even happened.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
What does get... We haven't done an episode in about a month.
That's probably true. It's probably been 2 weeks. What does come back is that nationals are this week.
Yes.
And we talked a shit ton about that last week.
Obviously.
Just about... all nationals. Okay, this week we're starting in New Orleans. We're not in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. None of that. We are firmly in New Orleans. Abby got a spray tan and she needs to get her money back because it looks terrible.
Dude, she is like a shade of person I've never seen before.
I've never gotten a spray tan. That's just not personally my bag.
Same.
Her spray tan looks terrible. She looks orange. She must have gotten it done and then it came... Because what you're supposed to do, I've heard, is go get a spray tan and then go home and shower. So to like get the extra shit off so that it kind of fades immediately. Just a little bit.
I don't know. It looks like she got double baked.
She just got that shit done.
You ever see that episode of Friends where Ross gets a spray tan and he goes in and it like does one side and he incorrectly thinks you're supposed to flip around and he gets the same side like a couple of times.
That's really funny.
That's Abby. So he comes out just like dark as shit. That's what Abby looks like.
Oh God. It's nationals. Oh my gosh, who's surprised? Literally no one. We're the reigning champions. That's gonna come back. This episode has a ton of stuff in it, by the way. I was like legitimately like gagged a couple of times, like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. There's like actual shit going down. I had a couple times I was like, oh my God, what's going on? Okay, Pyramid of Children. The worst child. You guessed it, Paige.
That's why I said it, because that's the first thing I have written down.
Oh, okay. Likely storybuster.
It is.
Whatever. I don't want to see your phone. Paige, she didn't do her corrections.
I just flip it around, and it's just like a colored pencil drawing of nothing. Like, these are my notes.
It's like,
what
see?
Do you mean?
And it's just like a little smiley face.
Yeah, a yellow smiley face.
It says, like, insert text here in crayon. Paige didn't do her corrections. She sucks. She's the worst child. The second worst child, you guessed it, Nia. She works hard.
She was strong in her partner work.
Does good partner work, but also doesn't do corrections, allegedly.
She said you're strong in your partner work and you had bad feet. Next.
Okay, yeah, great.
So I'm second from the bottom?
Even though you've given me 2 compliments in the last 5 minutes. Got it.
Yeah, cool.
Brooke is the next one. Her headpiece fell off.
And that's it.
But what headpiece is she talking about?
I don't know.
I don't even remember that being a thing. I don't remember her wearing a headpiece. It came off.
There was a headpiece that started to slip a little.
Last week?
I think so. Yeah, like fell down like over her eye like this.
Oh, I missed that. Well, she says, like, because it fell down, even though your mom said that she sewed it in, and I believe her. Okay, then why is she on the bottom? If you believe her.
Are you implying that Brooke did it?
On purpose? That she sabotaged the dance?
This
okay,
whole pyramid
great.
Was weird.
This pyramid is terrible. The next one is Kendall, and Jill immediately has a problem with this because Kendall was in a duet with Maddie.
And they won.
So they should be equally scored on the pyramid as they were in the competition. And Abby's like, no. Kendall's on the bottom. Abby says that Abby doesn't even give her critiques. Jill's like, that's not fair. I have a problem. And Abby's like, too bad. And they just move on.
Yeah,
they just like cut out all of that.
I have some crazy shit to say. Peyton is also on the team.
Shocked.
For this week.
Shocked. That got me. That was a moment that really got me. Because I didn't know. And
I did not see that coming.
I should have gone back and rewatched it, but I didn't see her walk in. I didn't see her mom.
I didn't either.
She just like appeared in frame.
She vaporized.
They just zoom out and it's like, oh my God, there she is.
It's like a jump scare.
Yeah.
Smiling with only her top teeth.
Bless her heart. And her mom is also here, Leslie.
God damn it.
Leslie's
well, because they knew it was the season finale. Like, we got to bring the crazy.
Yeah, we got to get the ratings up. We got to get the views up. Yeah, for sure.
Leslie, come on down.
Come on, Les. And then she's like, for this week. And Leslie's not going to take that seriously, obviously.
Leslie didn't blink.
No, because Leslie doesn't believe her. She's like, I hear what you're saying, and I disagree.
I'm ignoring it completely.
Yeah, I'm going to pay absolutely no attention to your opinion.
You said you're on the team, and I stopped.
Yeah, I shut off my ears after that.
Yep.
The middle of the pyramid, the first one up in the middle is Chloe, because she's not, like, actively getting better, and Christy says, like, all Chloe wants to do at literally any given moment is please Abby. And if Abby doesn't see that, it's because she's stupid.
Well... So Abby says, like, you were clearly a better dancer 2 years ago. Like, fucking dude. How? All right. Okay. So if all you ever do is talk shit about a child and they've gotten worse over the past years, do you think that maybe those are correlated?
Yeah.
I wonder.
Besides the child, what do these 2 years of dance experience have in common?
This couch is eating me alive. Have you noticed how low I'm getting?
It's the back, I think. It's the slumping of the V's in the back. I think I just need to like rearrange the like stuff in the. I don't know.
Flip them around.
I keep doing that. It doesn't help. You need to.
I need to sit.
What was that pop, Diva? Was that your elbow?
My elbow, yeah. I wonder if the mic picked that up.
I definitely heard it in my headphones. That was crazy.
My stomach's growling too. Everything's falling apart.
Do you need food? Do you want some cheddar turtles?
Do you know what I actually need?
Cheddar turtles.
To be one of the boys. All right, I'm beating that dead horse. I'm going to stop now. I'm going to stop.
The way that my soul just left my body is insane. That really, I just like ascended into the next realm.
That caught you off guard?
Saw you being a dumbass, and my soul was like, no, we must address him. And then I came back into my own body.
Stupidity made you astral project. That's impressive.
Yeah, launched me into the next dimension. Asia is the next child. She was good in the duet, but not good in the group. So she's third from the top. And then Mackenzie is next, beating Asia. She won her solo, but she fell in that handstand thing,
which I think is fair.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
In the right spot. Kendall should have been third, though.
Kendall should have been third. Asia should not have been at the top all the way. Like, come on, because she should have done the reverse backhanded compliment of like, you were talented enough to hang with Maddie, and then like. Somehow it could have been Maddie's like, yeah, but you were bad enough to dance with Kendall, because she's done that before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's been like the reverse psychology of like, you were talented, but you suck ass.
Right.
And you bring out the best or worst in each other. And then Maddie at the top, because she could have done the duet as a solo. And it's a way different piece of feedback than the nothing that Kendall got.
Well, the active insult. Mm-hmm. Just like, yeah, you suck. You only were there. You only won the duet because Maddie was the other half of it.
Yeah, you were doing the same thing as Maddie, so you are fine by association. But Maddie is the blueprint.
So dumb.
So dumb.
If they ever actually put enough sauce on it, that's really the determining factor, I think.
Yeah, the sauce to cheese to bread ratio.
Yeah, it's a delicate balance.
Hitting. It's true. Let's see.
You should leave that in and make people guess what we were talking.
I said sauce, cheese, and bread.
No. Why that came up?
Oh.
They know that we were talking about pizza, but why?
Pizza.
What happened in the last however long?
Who's to say, really?
Did you find the hair?
Hair all over. No, I think it's on the microphone is what it is. Okay. Abby tells the girls that this week Kathy is going to be at Nationals.
Of course.
Duh. She also tells them that the group number can't be normal, can't be fun.
I laughed out loud when she said
This was another moment where I audibly gasped. The group number is a tribute to the victims of Hurricane Katrina.
Which the best part about this,
because we're going to New Orleans, and that's where that tragedy happened.
And the best part about it happened 9 years before this was taped. She said.
Which is fucking wild. That happened 20 years ago.
It happened 9 years before. Why is she doing this?
Why are we doing this? Like, it's just because it's New Orleans.
Right.
They're in New Orleans, and so they're doing a tribute to something that happened 9 years ago.
Yeah. Well, at least she's not making the girls, like, pretend to flash people for beads, I guess. That would also be some shit.
Which is something she would do, yeah. I guess that's fair. Yeah, so fucking stupid. So anyway, we're doing that. Not a tribute is not stupid. The fact that they're doing it 9 years after it happens and for no actual benefit. Because, like, that's the thing about this. This is what's called boys and girls at home, boys, girls, and non-binary children at home. This is what is called performative activism, where you talk about how you want to pay tribute and homage, and then you do nothing about it. This is just performative bullshit. Why couldn't you have done a number about, I don't know, literally anything else, or actually done some good for the communities that were affected by that, which were predominantly communities of color? No, we're going to keep being racist and just talk about stuff.
Hooray.
Yay! I love Dance Moms. So fucking stupid. Everyone is learning a solo this week. We're going head to head. We're doing like single elimination.
This is so wild.
This shit was crazy. We're talking March Madness bracketing the kids up. So the first bracket is Brooke versus Peyton. And Abby's like buddying them up, and then one of them will come out the sole survivor. So Brooke,
one child will stab the other.
One child to rule them all. Brooke v. Peyton, that's a pairing. Chloe v. Kendall, and Christy is like, get a grip, Jill. Chloe beat Maddie last year, so
yeah,
luck to you. Mackenzie v. Asia, duh. Melissa fully in her talking head is like, yeah, Asia's gonna win.
Yeah.
She's like, Mackenzie's not gonna get this. Let's be serious.
She says, I think that Mackenzie's technique might be a little better. It's not. But I think Mackenzie's technique might be a little better. But the way that Asia performs, she's a shoo-in.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, Mackenzie's not gonna get this.
Yeah, you could have not said the first half of that sentence.
Yeah, like, it's just weird. And then it's Nia versus Paige. And then she's like, oh, I'm going to throw Maddie in there. Holly immediately smells a stunt. She's like, this isn't a level playing field, even a little bit.
Yeah, Nia and Paige would have been a level playing field.
They're the bottom two kids versus the top kid this week. Abby almost paired these kids up correctly because all the other pairings are great. Right. And just let Maddie do her own thing. She's at the top.
Maddie is getting a solo. You know that, Abby. Let Nia and Paige actually get a chance. Or she just, like, there literally is not a chance. I would never put those kids out on a national stage, but I'm going to pretend that I'm giving them a chance when really I'm not.
That's so annoying.
Yeah.
The moms like go to sit down in their little like sequestered corner off to the side, and the group rehearsal starts. And Kelly thinks it's a waste of time for the girls who aren't going to get it. She's like, so there are half of these girls are going to waste a bunch of time learning a dance. This is just Kelly's opinion. Are going to waste a bunch of time learning a dance that they're not going to get to do when they could be rehearsing the group number, but they're not.
I actually disagree with Kelly here.
Oh,
I think that this is actually a little bit of, I won't say healthy competition, but from all the terrible things that Abby's done, this is definitely not the worst.
No.
And she has framed this for weeks now.
Yeah.
That there is a competition. There are a limited number of solos, and you're gonna have to earn your spot. And this is like.
That's just part of it.
And she's clearly like, she has matched it with the exception of Nia and Paige.
Yeah.
The other three are like legitimate matchups.
And Nia and Paige are a matchup. If she, like, talent-wise.
If Maddie wasn't there.
Yeah, if Maddie wasn't there, it'd be totally normal.
And so, yeah, I thought that most of this was okay. And even so, it's not a waste of time for those kids. They're still practicing. They're still getting better. They're still learning routines.
Yeah.
Kelly, I think, in this moment is very stuck on, like, we need to get better for nationals, which I totally understand. But just the fact that kids are getting more reps, getting more practice, learning another dance, like, that is good for them overall as dancers.
Right. That's fair. I'm just saying this is just what Kelly is saying.
No, I understand. I'm not arguing.
The group number is called Home Again, and the moms are talking about how, like, they're kind of worried about the Kathy of it all, and, like, the last thing we need is Kathy, and blah, 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 and how it's always the fucking remix with Kathy and her group and stuff.
She's like, who's even choreographing for her anyway?
And then it's like, dun, 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 and we're at the Candy Apples, and we're at their rehearsal space, also in New Orleans. Kathy starts this by saying, so, guys, New Orleans, which I just thought was funny because, like, what is that sentence? Oh no, where did my notes go?
I've said it a million times, but Kathy's so bad at talking.
I love Kathy.
She just is so bad at talking.
I love her.
She is so bad at motivating people. She's bad at talking shit. She's bad at telling a story.
She's pretty good at talking shit sometimes.
I don't know about this.
Some of her comebacks are heaters.
No. Blind.
She has one in this episode that's kind of hot.
Blind squirrel and an acorn.
Fair.
It's a
broken
numbers
clock,
game with her.
All that good shit.
Yeah, it's a broke. Yeah.
So she brings up the last time that they competed against the ALDC and that they didn't win. And she also says that Anthony has left. Anthony is no longer a part of the Candy Apple, the core, Apple
Anthony
core.
was a diva.
Anthony was a big diva, and he
You're a
fucked
diva,
off.
Kathy.
Yeah. You were crying all the time. That's diva behavior.
Every parent that is in your little posse is a diva.
What are you doing with that pillow?
Wouldn't you like to know? I'm spinning it.
Please don't ruin the knot of that pillow. I'll be really mad if you ruin it.
All right, I'm stopping.
Okay. If you need something, do you want to hold my anxiety dinosaur? It's heavy.
No, thank you.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I'll play with the nipple pillows.
I was going to say, you need something to do with your hands, don't you? I have a box of matches. You want to light some matches?
No, Liza will eat them.
That's true. That bitch ate a match earlier. She's crazy. Can't take her anywhere. This week, we have Blake McGrath, who's choreographing with the Candy Apples. I know who that is, and I'm not a dancer.
He said that he's worked with Madonna, Janet Jackson, and Britney Spears.
He's worked with like way more people than just that. He's worked with Destiny's Child. Like, he is which I know as a child is where Beyonce came from, but still, like, he's done a lot of cool stuff. And it looks like these are all the kids that are this week that are dancing for Kathy. They've all danced for Kathy before. So there's no random new kid from
for once
who knows where, who's just being flown in special for this. And then there's a minute about talking about the jackets where she's like, you need to have your Candy Apples Dance Center jacket and sleep with it like it's your blankie. Like, okay, Abby Lee Miller, calm down. Like,
and Yvette even looks around. She's like, what?
Oh, okay.
A blankie? These weird. Kids are like 11.
Yeah, it's a weird, like, out of context, like, non sequitur.
Yeah.
The group number this week is called Voodoo, and Blake openly admits that this is going to be a really hard number, and he would give it to his senior company instead. And then we get some rehearsal footage.
Yeah.
I don't love that we're doing a caricaturization of Voodoo, because that's like an actual practice, but we're nothing if not appropriative. So, sounding out some words that might not be real words.
Well, there's definitely been worse on this show.
That's true. Okay, cutting back to the Abby Lee Dance Company. Melissa asks how Les feels about Peyton. Oh, asks how Leslie feels about Peyton. I've typed the word axe for some reason. About Peyton having to do a solo. And Leslie is like, well, she's a part of the team. So she's a literal member of the... Actually, Peyton is the founder of this team, and it's the Peyton Lee Dance Company. So actually, all the bitches can fuck off. And Leslie's like, well, it's clear that she's on the team because she's getting a chance to compete for a solo, and not a damn one of the other moms agrees with her. She is completely on her own in this opinion.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize that is happening. It's just whenever no one agrees with her, there's a pause, and then the next person that speaks, Leslie's going to verbally assault them.
It's usually Christy.
Yeah,
because she's always ready to fight.
Christy will break the silence.
Christy, Chloe's mom, Christy.
Right. Then Christy Ray, thank you for the clarification. Christy Ray in her talking head says, Abby shouldn't care about tenure, just put up the kids that will win.
Yeah, I mean... I understand that perspective.
Christy Ray often very much takes like a neutral matter of fact.
She's usually the voice of reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's the louder voice of reason. She's the cold voice of reason. Dr. Holly is like the kind voice of reason. Yeah.
Shining gold standard above every other mom. My favorite hate comment I've ever gotten was talking on it was an Apple podcast review about how I am too partial towards Dr. Holly, and that I shit on everyone except Dr. Holly. And I was like, yeah.
Have you watched the show?
I'm standing on business. Dr. Holly's never made a mistake. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's I mean, yeah.
I will say, Christy Ray is my second favorite mom now.
Yeah.
Blonde Christy has been on some bullshit.
I know.
For like the last probably 8 to 10 episodes.
She's been going crazy.
Yeah, they've really been hyping her up to like, hey, Christy, start more fights, be a little insane.
Yeah.
And Christy Ray is just like
she's like, what the hell
is going on? Even when they tell her
to
act crazy, you can tell she's been told to act crazy, and then she comes right back down and is her normal.
Okay, yeah.
Cool
she's like,
self.
I said that shit, but I'm also gonna sit here and mind my business.
No, she's chill.
I hated this next scene, dude. I had a hard time watching this. Abby calls in Mackenzie and Asia, and she's like, improv now, go. Turns on music. Asia immediately starts dancing, and Mackenzie, just like improving, and Mackenzie freezes because she doesn't know what to do.
She's like, I don't know where to start.
She's like a deer in headlights.
Yeah, it's like she doesn't want to embarrass herself, and then also Asia's already going, so I think she probably feels a little bit of like, should I join in? Should I do that same like?
But I don't want to do the wrong thing because what if I get yelled at?
Exactly.
Yeah. And Melissa starts yelling at her.
Yeah, she says, well, sit down if you won't dance, just like, is so angry. And then eventually stands up, grabs her, and yanks her off to the side.
Ooh, I hated that. And she's like, sit down if you don't want to dance. And she's like, I do. And like, you can tell Mackenzie is just like really struggling with, I don't want to make someone mad. Like, that's the paralysis that she's in.
Have you seen the Harry Potter, where it's the second one, the Chamber of Secrets, the movie, where Harry and Malfoy are dueling. And and Harry like hits Malfoy, spins around and lands directly on his ass in front of Snape.
Yes.
And Snape looks down at him like with just disgust, just like you are
so beneath me.
Yeah, you are just not worth even
scum in between my toes.
Yeah, and that is how Melissa thinks of Mackenzie.
It's so sad.
That's how she treats her.
Yeah.
She's just like, oh, you're no daughter of mine.
It's so gross to me. Like,
there's such disdain. That's the word.
Disdain.
There's disdain.
Yeah. And Abby, like, reemphasizes that. She's like, what if I sent you to an audition and they asked you to improv and you freeze up like that? And then she says, right now, you failed.
Yeah.
Mackenzie is like 8.
Right now, she's 9, I think. And yeah, Abby says, if I send you to an audition, you can't improv. I look like a fool. And Melissa, without skipping a beat, says, you're fantastic, Mackenzie. You're just not Asia.
Yeah. And at one point, she's like, you improv all the time at home. You're adorable.
Like, good. That's a thing to scream at your child, you fucking weirdo.
Stop it. Just like give. I don't know. You have brothers. I have a sister. Every sibling has their own personality, even if they're interested in the same things. My sister and I were both in theater. We were both in choir. We were both in band. But we existed in those spaces differently. And I had a self-imposed pressure to be like my older sister because I'm the youngest. I obviously want to be just like my older sister. She's the coolest person I know. Duh. But I didn't get that from my parents. My parents were always like, well, it's what you want to do. Because it's fucking stupid to assume that just because two people are siblings and that they happen to like the same things and they happen to kind of be similar, that they'd be the same person.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. My sister was a flute player and a field commander, and I was a brass player. If you know anything about the band theater, like the band kid dynamic, 2 very different ways of existing in band. Being on the brass line and being a field commander are almost the exact opposite of one another. Dicking around in the low brass section and being a field commander are 2 very opposite activities. And I was never forced to try to be field commander. I was like, I don't want to do that shit. I want to dick around with my friends who play trumpet. Like, I don't want to do this shit.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. Was it your experience with brothers? Did you feel like, I know you're the oldest, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah, it is a little different. Sam was only in like middle school band for a year or 2.
Did you play baseball?
Yeah, we both played baseball. We both tended to, this is going to sound a bit how it's going to sound, but like we were always the best players on our teams. Sure. I don't know that there's a consensus. I believe that I was like better at the thing than he was, but like we existed within those spaces the exact same way.
Oh,
like, we
really?
Were both just like,
but was
awesome.
That natural, or was it like environmental pressure to be the same?
I actually don't know.
I think maybe you should do some reflecting.
Well, that didn't concern me.
Sure.
I was the first one.
Yeah, that's true.
And how Sam interacted with sports, like I don't know how. Like I remember our mom would often try and like encourage him to be better than me at things.
Well, your mom sucks.
Well, she would root for him to be better than me. She thought that was supportive.
Oh.
And so we'd start wrestling or whatever, and she's like, "Get him, Sam, get him," because
sure.
I'm bigger and older and stronger.
Sure.
And so she'd do things like that, and so like
bolster him.
Yeah, because like she knows that this is actually I think a decent attempt at parenting on her part. Was she knew that he thought about himself, like he compared himself to me constantly,
right? And
so she knew that he needed someone in his corner in that moment.
Sure, that's fair.
In those moments. Yeah. What did I just say?
You said in that moment.
In that moment or those moments.
Yeah.
Sorry. So it didn't come out well.
Mm-hmm.
Sam is inherently, like, to this day, an extremely competitive person. He hates losing.
Probably because of that.
I think that probably had something to do with it.
Sure.
Extremely competitive.
That's fair. But trying to force your kids to be the same person is crazy.
Yeah, bringing it all back.
Like, why would you do that?
Sam's not listening to this, but Sam, in case you're listening to this, you're extremely competitive, and I'm not, and I'm still better than you at everything. Crazy.
Neely, I know you are listening to this. I love you so much, and I'm glad that we're best friends.
Yeah, you all have a healthy dynamic.
We do. It's so funny. Me and my sister are currently now best friends. We were not that way until we were both out of, college.
That's so funny. My brothers and I have always been just crazy close.
Well, it was that like, I need to be, like, I was at once, forcing myself to be the same and proving to everyone that I needed to be different. Like I had this like,
that's tough to navigate.
I'm going to be good at the same thing in a different way and be better than Neely. And I was the only one who made myself do that. Like, truly no one else in my life was forcing me to do the same things as Neely. But I did it to myself because I thought everyone wanted to.
Yeah.
And that just, like, wasn't the case. The only thing I cannot best my sister at is being smart. My sister's the smartest person I've ever met in my entire life. She's so good at book and school and smart and knowing.
That's her Barbie job is book.
Yes, her job is book. And she's fucking awesome at it. And I certainly am not. My dumbass ain't booking. You know what I mean? I'm not booking nothing. So, as we became adults and, I appreciated our differences. Now we're besties. But when we were kids, I was like, I know my sister hated to see me coming because I was about to beat her up. I also used to bite her. It was like a whole thing.
You would be a biter, wouldn't you?
I was.
That's the least surprising thing I've ever found out about you, actually.
It's true. It'd be like, a little kids coming home from preschool with a bite mark and being like, Amanda bit someone at school today.
Classic.
We are who we are at the end of the day.
Are you still a bite? No, never mind.
You don't want to know.
Don't answer that. So we go to a commercial. After Melissa just cuts her child down.
Yeah, after she denigrates her child on, live camera. Then we see Chloe v. Kendall. Jill clocks in her talking head that this is more of Chloe's style of choreography than it is Kendall's. And she's like, this is rigged. You go.
Of course, Jill out here finding something to complain about. Hilarious. Christy mentions in a talking head, she's like, well, Chloe is a national champion and therefore deserves another chance to be a national champion, saying the fact that she's even having to compete for this is crazy.
Yeah, and it's not fair to Kendall either.
That's not Christy's point, but it isn't.
But it's true. And then we see Peyton versus Brooke. Kelly has a similar sentiment of like, this is really fucking goofy. Peyton's not on the team. Brooke is also a title holder. This is really ridiculous that this is happening.
Yeah.
But Leslie thinks that she is literally the same as any other girl. She doesn't understand the difference between her child and any other child on the show.
Yeah, fair.
Hi, little. You want to come up here?
Leslie lives in a very different world than anyone else does.
It's so true.
She's in a
president of the island of Delulu. You know what I mean? Queen of the island of Delulu.
If you are watching on YouTube or if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, go over to either Spotify or YouTube. Liza has made a happy little appearance.
Hi, sweet baby. What are you doing?
Oh, she's about to unplug one of the cords. That's what she's going to do.
Please don't step on my laptop. For the love of God.
No, she's trying to loaf, dude. Look at her.
Oh, hi, Diddle.
Does she ever just like sit on your chest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she's more of a lap girl. Here.
Oh. She's like, wait, what's happening?
You can have, no, it's like a cavity.
A cat vitty.
Lay down.
Do you get it?
Be at ease. I get it. It just wasn't funny.
No, but you didn't laugh.
Because it wasn't
a
funny.
Cat vitty.
Oh, okay. Leslie asks Abby, like, when are you going to know what you decide? And Abby's like, tomorrow. Maddie versus... It's very weird.
You read that so aggressive.
Well, that's how they say it in the show. It's like, when will you know? And she's like, tomorrow. And then they cut away to something else. Like,
I am shouting.
I'm like, okay, great. Fans of Drag Race will know Tammy Brown saying, she goes, I'm acting. Yeah, it was very that.
Oh, boy.
She's coming to get you.
Oh, hey, Liza. Hello, G.
Okay, then we get the Maddie versus Paige versus Nia, and Kelly, again, clocks that this choreography is obviously meant for Maddie, and Holly says, it doesn't take a doctor to figure out how this is going to play out.
That
slay.
That made me chuckle.
That was awesome. We're back in like the mom's quarters, and Jill says that Abby is spending more time on this round of like the, dances because Maddie's in it.
Well, Melissa says, after Holly makes her little quip, Melissa in a talking head says, well, I actually think this is a great opportunity for the other girls because they get to dance. And then she added, and I might be paraphrasing here, Abby's boots taste like leather and I like it a lot. I think she said
the postal code for when you live inside of her butthole is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because at least they get to dance.
Yeah, that's the default. there should be no question that children get to dance in a
dance class
company.
where they pay $1 million. Crazy. Christy says that Abby cares more about this like round of dances because Maddie's in it, and she cares more about this number than the group. She just wants to see Maddie have a solo. She doesn't even fuck about the group anymore. And Leslie's like, Christy, do you really think that way? And Christy's like, yeah. And Leslie's like stirring the pot with all the moms, and she's like, all you guys do is talk shit. And like, do you really believe that? Like, you know, Peyton would love the opportunities that Chloe's getting, blah, blah, blah. Christy Ray is just like sitting and not speaking because she hates this. She hates the drama.
Yeah, she really does.
And Leslie and Christy are bickering, and Leslie says that to Christy that her daughter is not always the victim, which is really harsh language because like victim is kind of nuts. No one's using that word. We're all just saying that it's not fair. Victim is like really pointed.
Yes.
It just feels like Leslie kind of takes it to a different level, and Christy's like, Leslie, don't go there.
Yeah, Leslie tends to do that. It's funny that you say that. She says, don't go there. And then Leslie's like, oh, you always told me not to go there?
I'm going to go there.
I'm going to go there.
Girl, this is not a good look, Les.
And then the scene ends.
Yeah, like, okay, great. And then it's like, okay, ladies, let's go out for drinks. And so they go out to the French Quarter in New Orleans.
Now that we're good and heated, let's go drink. Let's introduce our old friend alcohol into the mix.
For my next trick, I'll need 4 shots of tequila and a sharp object. Like, it's crazy. We get some weird moments with like voodoo dolls. They're like sitting at like a rooftop, and they like buy a voodoo doll that looks like Abby, and they buy some others, and it's like, okay, this is weird. It's a
lot of nothing. Leslie refers to New Orleans as Nerlens, and then Kelly's like, no, this is Nolans, is what they call it. Yeah, the moms have voodoo dolls. Melissa gets up and maybe shows her boobs to people.
She does. I needed to know if that was real, and I listened to the back to the bar. And Christy and Kelly confirmed it. Christy was like, I saw her nipples that day. She just pulled down her top to
it's
these.
Like the middle of the daytime, too.
That is what I was thinking. Like, it's not 2 a.m. on Saturday night.
It's like 12 people on the street. It's not like some crowd is chanting for
having brunch and being topless.
Yeah,
it's
an afternoon cocktail on like a Wednesday or something.
At like 1 p.m.
Tits out on Wednesday. Tits out on a Wednesday.
It's crazy. And then they throw the Abby Lee Miller voodoo doll over the rail off the roof.
Yeah.
Christy Ray takes this moment to settle the moms down and say that Asia is leaving the team.
Yeah, she's like, by the way,
she's
we're
like,
out.
okay, moms, let's sit down. I'm leaving. She's like, Asia is no longer going to be living her life as a competitive dancer anymore. She's doing other things in LA. Melissa is crying.
Well, yeah. She's like, wait. So this will be her
Melissa's
last
like, how
dance?
can I make this about me? What if I wonder if Melissa can cry on command.
I feel like she probably can.
There's no way that she's like genuinely feeling so much that she cries. Like, she has to be crying on command.
Maybe. She cries about everything, though.
It's nuts. And Leslie's like, oh, perfect. Asia's leaving. You know who's the perfect sub in for your 8-year-old? My 15-year-old.
Yeah.
With her 6-pack, who is super tall.
Yeah.
I bet that they would be one-to-one swap.
Yeah, Leslie
for
immediately says, I'm moving in.
I have to tell you a story. This has nothing to do with anything. Did you see the bat dog that shit on the field?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know if you had seen that, if that video had made its way to you.
Yeah, that was...
They're not talking about Batman's dog, which is what I thought we were talking about Bat Dog. But yeah, looked at the bat, ran past it, ran out to the outfield, took a shit, came back.
Right in front of second base.
Yeah, took a shit.
Took a number 2 in front of number 2.
And it was awesome. I was like, that's a girl boss right there. I know a girl boss when I see one.
Yeah, just pooping on a baseball bat.
True. Okay, anyway, the moms leave and they like go out. They leave from this rooftop and they go out onto the street.
Jill has a comment in her talking head where it's so intentionally placed where she's like,
Chrissy's drinking all day.
she's like, at this point, Chrissy's been drinking a lot, Leslie's been drinking a lot, and then that's the end of the talking head. How conveniently placed by the editors. And
then there's this very disjointed, cut up, not real conversation where Christy is just drunkenly yelling at no one, and Leslie tells her to stop and says that she drinks too much. Christy walks over and gives her one of these with the drink. She just kind of goes like this, and like so that Leslie's drink is like flipped out of her hand. Leslie takes the cup, chucks it at Christy, and goes after her with one of these. like arm
really
back
trying
to
to punch.
swing or smack or something, and producer Brandon has to jump in and split them up. But Christy is like walking away and just like pointing at her, which is like weirdly ominous. But Leslie looks like she's gonna literally like fist fight this woman.
Well, Leslie was trying to. The producer had to get in front of them, and Leslie
she still is like,
yeah. Leslie was trying to go back for more.
Diva, get off the floor. That's embarrassing.
And yeah, Christy looked like kind of shocked.
Yeah.
It
was
like,
weird.
Oh, I didn't think we were actually doing this. I thought we were going to throw our drinks at each other.
Also,
yell
tipping,
a little bit.
Wasting someone's hurricane is not the same thing as punching someone in the face.
Well, to you maybe.
Have you ever been in a fight?
I've been in 3.
Really? Tell me about your most proud one. I've only been in one.
One was because, okay, I'll tell you about one in college. It wasn't much of a fight. A guy was getting handsy with a girl who was clearly trying to get him to stop.
Oh.
I told him to stop. He tried to shove me because he's like, mind your own business, and I punched him in the face, and that was the end of it.
Oh, that's not really a fight.
No, he went down. I didn't need to do it anymore.
That's fair. What about a fight?
I've never been hit in a fight.
Okay. I haven't either.
Outside of like my brothers, whatever, and like scraping with my friends when we were like 10 or
That
whatever.
doesn't count.
That doesn't count. But no, the attempted fights were over very quickly.
Yeah. I got into a fight with our field commander because he was talking shit about my mom.
Oh, that's a good reason.
So I beat him up, and nobody liked him. And I didn't get in trouble because our band director also couldn't stand him.
That's fair.
He was asking for it. Anyway, the mom. Okay, so we cut to commercial. Obviously, producer Brandon's like, stop. Cut to commercial. Come back. The moms are like debriefing about the fight. Nothing is worse than the sober debrief after getting fucked up. If you have to debrief from a night after being fucked up, it's bad.
Things
It
didn't
is
go well.
Bad news.
I like how you say a night of getting fucked up. Again, this was like the afternoon.
Yeah, I guess after a 4 p.m. fuck up.
I wonder what happened the rest of the day.
How awkward that was to be like, well, I guess I'm just going to go drink a bunch of water and eat some bread and go to bed. I don't know.
After that fight, I wonder what, like, did they all just, like, walk off in the same direction on the bus that they rode
you're going
to
this way
Bourbon
too?
Street? Like,
actually, no, I know what happened because I listened to the back to the bar.
Oh.
So Christy and Kelly they walk to the police station. They're like, we're going to get her arrested. So they walk to the police station, and there's footage of this that's not in the episode. And they walk in, and she's like, I would like to report an assault. And the police officer's like, okay. And in Christy's words, the police officer was like, can tell that she was drunk, and was like, did you start it? And she was like, yes. And the police officer was like, then I would have to arrest you too. And she was like, never mind. And so then they leave. That's the...
Did you start it?
Kelly
Great,
has a
out.
t-shirt that says like New Orleans Police Department from this like moment that they
fucking hilarious.
had together. Did you start? I have to arrest you too. Never mind.
Never mind. That's so funny.
Kelly goes to explain it to Christy Ray, and Christy Ray gets really mad. She's like, I don't want to hear this anymore. Leslie's not here to defend herself. You guys are always picking on her, blah, 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 whatever. And she's like, if you went after Leslie first, if you're going to start it, you need to be able to finish it, kind of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Christy Ray just kind of defends Leslie a little bit because, like, she's not there and the moms are, like, inaccurately telling the story.
Sure.
The way that they're recounting it makes Christy look like a saint, and that's not the case. Christy Ray acknowledges fully that Christy started it.
Yeah.
Christy's like, yeah, she called me a drunk, and Christy Ray says, literally, control yourself.
Yeah, control yourself.
And, yeah, after Christy's been drinking, especially, she literally cannot. Christy Ray kind of gets, like, she gets a little heated, and she's like, I'm not playing this stupid game. I'm tired of all the lies. She gets a little heated. And then Christy, in the biggest example of irony that I've ever seen, tells Christy Ray to calm down. Yeah. That was remarkable. And
Girly.
then Christy Ray kind of storms out.
Well, yeah, she says a swear word, and Melissa's like, we don't like to swear. That's
yes,
not true. And she says, Christy Ray says, everyone here does it except Holly.
Yeah. Again, Christy Ray, exactly correct. And Holly's over there just minding her business.
Yeah. I was like, why am I catching strays? Like,
no,
please leave me alone.
That's not a stray. That's like, we're all shitty. Holly's amazing.
Holly's like, true, but
like,
please
yes.
leave me out of this.
Yeah, I don't need to.
Christy Ray is like fully over it. Jill says Christy Ray is a fighter, so she's not surprised that she took Leslie's stance.
I think though that she wasn't wrong.
I don't think she was wrong either. I get it.
Jill was telling the story and she was like, well, you just said don't say that
Leslie
to me.
Was really
and then she
aggressive.
Just snapped
it's
like that.
You provoked her.
Yeah, and Christy Ray's like, that's not what happened, by the way.
I was there. That's not really what happened.
Yeah.
Christy Ray is like fully over it, and she decides that she and Asia are leaving now. They like call an Uber and they're fucking out. They don't go to nationals. Curtains. It is curtains for these. I was gagged. That really shocked me.
That also shocked me because like as Christy Ray is leaving, she runs into Abby in the lobby and she's like, "Hey, we're out. We're done with all lies."
Bye.
Then Abby asks, "Well, why are you leaving?" And Christy Ray says, "Leslie and Christy had a conversation and I'm just really over it." She didn't say anything about the fight because she doesn't want Abby to get worked up. She's like, "We're leaving. I'm removing myself. That's what's happening." That could have gone so much worse. So anyway, Abby and Christy Ray go in to tell the kids that Asia is leaving.
They go in to tell her together.
Abby almost cries.
Yeah.
Asia is unaffected.
Asia's like, all right,
She's
bye.
like, oh, all right, cool. I guess we're done. I'm done dominating here. I'm going to go dominate somewhere
this child
else.
knows
Whatever.
no stability. She doesn't give a flying fuck.
No, she's just
is.
locked in. She knows only
Whatever.
stability. She's like, all right, I'll stay water.
I
good.
was shocked when that happened.
I was
really
too.
was really shocked. And Kelly doesn't know why she had to kick. Oh, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So then Abby also says that because of this like incident, that Christy and Chloe and Peyton and Leslie also have to leave.
Yeah, she's like, you lost me.
You guys aren't going to nationals. You're out.
You lost me a great like mom and daughter. Get out.
Which I was also very surprised.
This whole stretch right here was bananas.
Was it? Okay, good. I was afraid that this was the part where you were going to say it wasn't surprising.
No, this was
shocked.
all shocking. She had her second best dancer will say quit and walk out at the drop of a hat, and then kicks out a longtime member and then a sub that you just brought onto the team.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's wild. But I don't blame her.
I don't
Christy
either.
and Leslie are a liability.
Yeah.
At this point. If they run into each other, backstage and they start throwing hands, that looks poorly on Abby. So I don't blame her.
Yeah, but she in 5 minutes she lost three out of her 4 baby 5 best dancers.
And to Kelly's point, she said like, I wish she could have just kicked out the moms.
Yeah.
Like, I wish that Peyton and Chloe still could have danced because they didn't get to go, and that sucks. It wasn't just the mom. She kicked out the kids, too. Yeah.
Especially Chloe. Chloe's never had a mean thought in her
Chloe's
life.
Never done anything wrong ever.
Peyton's been a little shit sometimes. She's been a 15-year-old a couple of times.
She was also raised by a mom who's a little shit sometimes.
Yeah, it's not her fault. But yeah, like, don't kick the kids out, man.
Chloe, like, come on. We get to the Candy Apples rehearsal, and at one point, Kathy says the word visualness, which I really love.
Again, she might be the worst, like, talker
Speaker,
ever.
Articulator,
Yeah.
There's nothing really, like, of note in this scene. They're just, like, kind of talking about choreography, having, like, an actual, educated conversation about choreography.
She's like, I think
which is shocking, not good TV.
Yeah, she's like, I think the height needs to be moved. And he's like, hey, whatever, kid, can you grow a few inches?
Yeah.
And it's like, haha, little chuckle, and then it's done.
Yeah.
Cool.
The end. Abby's talking to the girls who remain. She's reblocking
the leftovers.
Yeah, for real. She's reblocking the group number. And then we see like Maddie's solo rehearsal. We see, because it's now Maddie's because Maddie's solo, Kendall solo, don't throw it away. Oh, she's doling them out right now. That's what it is.
I'm getting a phone call right now that says it's from prison/jail.
Should you answer it?
No.
Right? You don't know anybody in prison/jail, do
I've
you?
never seen that before, though. Usually they'll say
scammers
like probably
getting,
spam or whatever.
Yeah, scammers are getting good.
Or unknown. Now it says probably jail. Or prison
Probably
jail.
prison. It's the horny police. They've come to collect you.
I really...
It's the bad joke police. You've been on the lam for years.
Hey.
That's why you don't have any fingertips.
It's
true.
I hope they left a voicemail. I
hope they did too, damn. So in this moment, Abby stops and she's like, okay, enough with the tension. There wasn't any. I'm going to give out the solos right now. Maddie's getting a solo. Duh. Kendall's getting a solo. And Abby's like, don't throw it away. Brooke is not doing her solo at all. Even though Peyton is not going to be there, she's like, you already have you currently have a title, and I don't want to throw that off. Kelly smells a stunt. She's like, you're mad because Peyton's gone, and you wanted to see Peyton beat Brooke. And now you can't have that, so you don't even want to see Brooke compete at all because you know she's going to win.
Brooke looks unaffected.
Brooke's like, whatever, I don't care. Mackenzie also gets a solo, and Abby's like re-emphasizing this pressure of like not having everyone on the team. It's nationals. You owe me your firstborn child and your soul. And then we get to a commercial.
Well, Nia and Paige also can fuck right off.
Yeah, Maddie gets it, no problem, done. Like, great. Oops, my flashlight just turned on. My flashlight turns on at weird times. I don't understand why. Okay, we're at the competition, back from commercial, with screaming fans freaking out. Beatlemania outside of the New Orleans Convention Center, probably.
I had a funny typo. What? I said they arrive at the competition, Abby's screaming at them that they gotta be 10 times the dancer that you ever were. But instead of gotta, I typed Gouda.
Ridiculous.
You gotta be 10 times better.
You gotta be the best.
Not even like the cheese. Goota.
Oh, wow. Gouda.
Gouda.
Damn.
Sounds German. Gouta Tag.
Fucking stupid.
I think the police are outside.
I'm waiting on you. In the green room, we're getting a bunch of this, like, be the very best, win better, and be good, like bullshit, blah, blah,
Drink
blah.
Drink the blood of your enemies.
And Abby says there's no better revenge than victory. Who are we getting revenge on?
Yeah, you're already at the top,
Revenge
Abby.
on the girls that got sent home? Revenge on the Katie Apples who haven't beat you recently?
Yeah.
Revenge on whomst? Your inner critic? I'm confused.
No, their inner critic sounds like you, Abby.
And then we cut to the Candy Apples green room, and literally all it is Kathy being like, it looked like there were some people that were missing from the Abbey Lee Dance Company. Like, cut back to them.
Yeah.
Also, your girlfriend just texted me.
Well, she knows we're recording right now. She's up to something.
She texted me a picture of a cow.
Okay, I don't know what she's up to. Wait. Just a picture of a cow?
I'm just going to respond, no, I'm going to say, this is a cow. This is a cow, ma'am.
Ma'am. She told me, you're supposed to save a date, by the way. When we're done recording, I'll tell you what.
Okay, sounds good. Is it the 13th? Because I already have that.
No.
Oh, is it a different day?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyway, Kathy mentions that some people are missing, and then we come back to the Abbey Lee Dance Company green room. So there's like nothing of substance there again. Kathy, it needs to be said, is just a prop this episode.
Right.
She there's no plot line really.
Thank goodness.
It's very obvious. They don't really fight except there's like one weird moment in the hallway, but like total B plot this whole time. Not even like C plot.
C for Kathy.
C for Kathy. Abby's telling Mackenzie that she's the second string, basically, and that she needs to get her shit together.
She says Mackenzie needs to crush it or, quote,
or
that little saint can go marching.
I know, like, ridiculous. Also, Abby's hair always looks so much better before she rats it up. Because she gets in this nice, like, blowout, like, curly Farrah Fawcett style, and then she takes the back and she back combs it so that it goes like this in the back. But before, and when it's just like the nice like blowout, it's so beautiful. Don't rat up your hair, girl. You look fucking crazy. You got the rat, you got a back combed rat's nest. You got bad nails, you got bad spray tan, and you got bad jewelry. You need to pick a struggle. You can only have bad one of those things. You can't be bad at all of them.
Maybe two at most.
Maybe two on a bad day, but you can't be rocking piss poor style constantly. That's too much.
It's too much.
Let's see. I clicked away from my notes again on accident.
So right after this, they're in the hallway and Abby is giving Mackenzie a couple tips. Like, remember, find the center of the stage, blah, blah, blah. And then Kathy from down the hallway goes,
oh my God.
Coaching at the competition.
And Abby says, you say it.
Abby says, yes, I'm coaching my daughter.
And the Candy Apples go, your daughter? And there's this very weird, like, moment of panic. And Melissa, who doesn't have a mic, so you know it wasn't scripted.
Yeah.
Melissa says, yeah, I loan my kids to Abby.
Yeah, we share.
Fucking
we
weird ass
comment.
That's so weird. And Kaya.
What prompted her to say that?
A Freudian slip.
What thought?
Oh wait, Melissa or Kathy?
No,
or Abby.
Abby.
Freudian slip. What? She sees those children as her children.
Yeah.
And Kaya has a great line where she says, "Was there an immaculate conception?" Just pretty funny. Yeah, it was a very like, I hated that moment. It gave me the heebie-jeebies. Mackenzie does a dance. It's fine.
Melissa says it couldn't have been better.
Yeah, like, okay, great. Melissa is not crying, obviously.
Yeah, she only cries for Maddie.
After it's over, Maddie picks up Mackenzie in backstage and they start like swinging around, and that was really
very cute.
But Mackenzie's dance is fine. Kendall goes next. Her costume is really cool. It's very obvious that this was meant for Chloe because it's that slower, ooky, spooky, lyrical style. Jill says it's her personal best, and Maddie gives her a hug, and it's very sweet. So also a sleigh. We have 2 sleighs. Commercial. Back. Maddie does a solo. It is, you guessed it, a sleigh. It seems a little bit shorter than the other numbers, but that's probably just cut for time. And Abby says it was breathtaking.
She was an angel.
She's an angel. And then after those 3 solos are done, Abby walks back into the green room, like literally shrieking, freaking out about how successful all the girls are.
Yeah, she hugged
she's like,
Kendall.
The candy apples were silent.
Well, she hugs Kendall and genuinely is just like, you were so good.
It is a moment of
the
genuine
most
cuteness.
genuine comment she's ever given Kendall, ever.
Sweet. And then we're in the Candy Apples green room talking about how they need to step up to the plate. They didn't enter any solos that we see.
They put all their apples in one basket. Did you hear? They put all their apples in one basket.
Right. You know, the best jokes are the ones you have to explain.
They put all their
So, anyway, the costumes are ass. The candy apples look busted. Some busted apples for real. And they throw glitter, which is like a terrible move because I have in my notes, I can feel it stuck to my toes right now. Because you have to dance on that shit.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. But they think that they killed it, so that's really all that matters. And then
they're wrong.
The Abilene Dance Company goes next, and it's so much better in so many different respects. Abby says that they like at the end, she's like, I'm so proud of the dancers because, you know, we've been through a lot and we lost 2 members right here in New Orleans. Like they died. Also, wait, 3?
3 members.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, they lost members here.
Oh,
and she didn't say it.
I thought you said 2. I was like,
but
there were fully 3 of them.
She does say it like they died, which is crazy. Like we lost them right here.
They're
lost
dead to
them.
us.
Okay. Awards time. Mackenzie.
The Saints Go Marching was playing, and everyone in the audience, kids and parents alike,
going fucking crazy.
Hilarious.
Going stupid, going crazy. Mackenzie gets second. Poor baby.
Melissa is shocked but proud.
Yeah. And then Kendall gets second. Jill is very proud of her because the only person who's better than Kendall this week is Maddie. Yeah. Maddie gets first. And she looks like genuinely shocked. Jill? And I don't know why. No, Maddie.
Oh,
when they announce her name, she's like, really?
I made a note in here that Maddie feels real joy for the first time in her life.
And I wonder why.
She looked surprised and went, what's nationals?
Who let her feel joy?
Well, she just won nationals.
I guess, but it looks like it's a surprise. And I feel like
she didn't win last year. She's always been the best and lost last year.
True.
So she's lost on this stage before.
I guess that's true. But yeah, she does look really happy. It's really cute. And then we got some group awards, you know, Candy Apples v. Abilene Dance Company. Abby says in her talking that she's literally shaking because she's so nervous. Candy Apples gets second. Abilene Dance Company gets first.
We knew.
You already know what it is.
We've been new.
Duh.
Abby
the moms
says a weight has been lifted from her shoulders.
Like, love. The moms are so excited. I really hate that Chloe and Peyton didn't at least get to be in this moment with their friends.
I agree.
Even if they couldn't compete. Just like hanging out, running up and down a hotel hallway with your besties when you're 12. Like, that's the best that life gets. It's all downhill after that.
I used to do that shit at synagogue.
Oh.
With all my little Hebrews and Shebrews.
Yes. All just... The feeling of running down a carpeted hallway when you're exactly 12 years old.
Elite.
Nothing better.
Elite.
And when you're not supposed to be.
Oh,
nothing better.
So fast.
The fastest. Let's see. Kathy is crying in the hall. I do feel bad for her because she has just been such a prop.
Well,
what?
Yeah, because she sucks. She says, I don't know what the future holds. I guess it's back to the drawing table. It's the drawing board, you moron.
I know.
She's so bad at everything.
The drawing table.
Oh, God, an infuriating character on this show. So dumb.
Also, the Adley Dance Company won $1,000. They got a giant check for their company. Like, okay, great.
Right
sure.
into Abby's pocket.
Yeah. Yeah. And then that's why she went to prison.
Yep.
Abby gives Mackenzie kind of a hard time for keeping them from getting a clean sweep.
Yeah,
which sucks, but whatever.
Abby says this was earned. Maddie deserved it. She improved. She's a team player. Kendall, you're nipping at Maddie's heels. It feels great to put on a great performance. Mackenzie, you fucking suck and prevented us from sweeping.
You suck, you're ugly, and no one likes you, and we all talk about you when you're not in the room.
And then she throws a cherry pie and hits her in the face with it.
Yeah, pretty much. Abby takes this moment to talk about how her mom's not doing well, and she gives this very ominous non-committal statement of, I don't know if I can do this again.
She's like, yeah, my mom is doing well. We'll see what the future holds. And then the episode
ends. And then that's it. It's very weird.
It didn't feel like the end of an episode.
No.
There should have been more drama in the green room. There should have been more.
No one fought except the
conversation.
moms.
There should have been another conversation, or a final talking head from Abby or something.
Yeah, it was weird.
It felt like it kind of
It felt like she
fizzled.
left too early. And they were like, oh, no, we needed one. Never mind, we'll just end the episode.
Yeah, whatever. It's just the season finale.
It's not a big deal. We were making $1 bazillion every 20 seconds, so it's probably fine.
Addison sent a reason. I haven't read it, but she sent a reason for what she sent you.
Oh, okay. She texted me and said, it's actually... So she texted me a picture of a cow.
Let me see it.
And she said, okay.
I don't think that's a cow.
Well, she said, hello, I know you're busy. When it's convenient, do you think this man is cute? And I said, this is a cow, ma'am. And she said, he's actually an African buffalo, but isn't he handsome? I don't know how to talk to her, I think.
I think she's a Disney princess.
I think... Maybe I don't know what it's like to talk to hot people. Maybe that's what this is.
Addison is not your typical hot person. Let me tell you that right now.
That's so true.
Let me tell you that.
Because hot people are usually super mean.
Yeah, no. Addison's like the nicest person in the world.
I'm just going to respond.
I'm
just going to respond, he's adorable, with the hard hand emoji. Okay. Do you have any thoughts about season 3?
All right, so
as we wrap,
I don't like what happened with Christy.
Which Christy? Chloe Christy?
Christy, yeah, blonde Christy. I thought that in the first couple of seasons, whenever we saw her, she was kind of a badass mom. She didn't take shit from anybody, and she was great. Now she's clearly been pushed towards being a fucking pain in the ass.
I agree.
Starting fights and talking when she normally wouldn't. She's less likely to keep a cool head when normally she would. It just I don't like what they've done with her. Yeah. I like Christy Ray. I think her introduction was good. She didn't add any sort of crazy nonsense or whatever. Mm-hmm. There's just you got a real talented kid, and Christy Ray sometimes did a good job of adding a little bit, but not being a powerful top tier character or whatever. She was just also there.
Christy Ray and Asia leave this show to do a spinoff with Lifetime.
Oh, interesting.
About just Asia. That's called Raising Asia. So they were kind of just there to fulfill a contractual obligation, and you can tell. They weren't good ensemble reality TV. They were good specific for Asia reality TV. I think
guess.
It was only on for half a season and then it failed.
I think they're better for TV than Dr. Holly is.
Yeah, true. Dr. Holly's too normal for reality TV.
She
doesn't fight anybody.
That's why she never gets dialogue.
Yeah, or talking
every time
head.
she talks, it's completely rational.
She's a normal person
and reasonable.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, well,
and
you just...
can we get Melissa
Holly,
in here?
stay over there. We have to...
Jill, did you see the way that Abby looked at your child? Do you have any thoughts about that? Yeah.
Jill's over there, sharpening her knife. I got it. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the forced obviousness of Christy being a villain, when sometimes what Christy was mad about is right.
Yes.
And she was right, but they framed her as crazy and irrational and whatever, and it's just really frustrating to watch because She had some good points.
I agree. I also want Kathy to go away.
I love Kathy.
I'm done with her.
I love Kathy.
I need there to be. You know what I want?
She's so fun.
I want her to sell the candy apples to Anthony.
Ooh.
Or even better, she sells it to like Christy.
Dawn. Oh yeah.
She sells it to Christy. Kelly leaves and goes there.
There you go.
They become rivals. Christy hires Anthony or something.
Oh my God.
And they just go at it. Yeah.
Do you remember when Jill and
They have a
Kendall went
death
to the
match.
candy apples?
Yeah.
That feels like a million years ago.
Jill was for sure. Well, she's perpetually on her clown shit, but that was a clown ass move.
Yeah, for sure. Studio hopper crazy. Clown ass. Ass move.
You squeeze in, it goes, hurry. That's a good joke.
No, it's not.
I know we've been doing this for like 2 hours now, but that's a good joke.
Okay, sure. Have we been? Yeah, it has been 2 hours.
Bro.
Round of the corner. What, bro?
In a few days, I'm going to Austin, Texas for my fantasy football draft.
Love that for you.
That's above the top of the pyramid.
I know. Your draft is like...
It is my favorite holiday of the year.
I love that for you. That's great.
I'm so excited.
I love that for you. I love that you get to hang out and dick around with the bros.
The bros, yes.
Not the boys.
Not the boys. We'll get
Bros. No, you won't.
there. Oh.
You could never. What's your song of the week, dude? We got to punch it up before we leave.
It's Tongue Tied by Group Love.
Oh, take me to your best friend's house.
Yeah.
Did you hear that Neon Trees is putting out a new album?
No.
After their, like, Animals hiatus, they did like one song and then disappeared. They were like, new album. And I was like, okay, cool. That's a great song. That song is in an episode of Glee right after they win state. And it's so fun. It's like a fun little montage. If you know what I'm talking about, write in. My song of the week, I'm kind of going back and forth between a few. I'm going to stick with the version of Drunken Love by Beyonce that's from her live album from Homecoming. I don't know if you know this. You should watch this. You and Addison should watch this. It used to be on Netflix. I think it still is. In 2018, Beyonce played Coachella. She was the headliner for Coachella. Damn. And she played both nights. And she was really, or both weekends. And she was really focusing on the HBCU drum line culture. So her whole 2.5 hour set has a marching band with her. And they're actually playing for real. And they're all black. And they are doing the damn thing. True. And it's awesome. And the Drunken Love and Diva that are both on that Homecoming Live album go stupid. They're awesome.
Hell yeah, brother.
I'm listening to that album a lot recently.
Drunken Love, Homecoming Live. There it is.
Homecoming Live, yeah. Yeah, and she has a little monologue in there that's so cute. She's like, I didn't get to go to college because my college was Destiny's Child. But I always thought that, like, the HBCUs in Texas were, like, so cool, and they had so much swag, and, like, I wanted to be them so bad, but, like, I couldn't because I was doing my other thing and whatever. And so her whole thing is, like, there's, like, majorette dancers, there's a whole drum line, there's a whole brass section. Like, you should listen to the album. It's the opening number is literally just all marching band sounds.
Hell yeah.
Or drumline sounds. It's awesome.
That is dope. Awesome. I just opened up my Spotify like search, and so my last several searches are shown there, and one of them is Chapel Roan, and you need to. This was because of you, I think, but you and Addison need to have a conversation about that. You're not gonna like it.
Does she not like Chapel Roan?
No,
that's okay. She doesn't have to like Chapel Roan.
Well, it's because Chapel Roan apparently refers to herself as a drag queen.
Mm-hmm. That's like a very controversial thing.
And she's not.
Why would you use it?
Because it's for like the gay male community.
So people would disagree with that. People would say, there are people on the internet who would say that drag is for queer people, period.
Interesting. Again, you should have a conversation. This is not my discussion to have.
It just goes back to like what is drag and who gets to say what it is and who gets to say what it's not, and who's the arbiter of that.
I said I don't have a dog in this fight. I have a dog.
What's also really interesting is that that conversation is linked to the fact that there are trans women who have won Drag Race, and people are like, that doesn't count because she's a woman. Huh. So it's like, who says it's what it is and who says it's not?
Yeah,
because the winners of Drag Race are not male winners; they're female winners.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, you should talk to Addison
Yeah,
about
it's
this.
very nuanced. Also,
Again,
not my conversation to have either.
I don't care. You're far more well-read in that world. You
True.
both are. She is a member of the community.
That's true.
And so I have no dog in this fight.
I have a little bit more of a dog in this fight than you do.
I don't know about
I'm only wearing socks.
It's more exposed.
I'm not wearing shoes. Only wearing socks. Okay, well, if you want to follow us on Instagram, our group Instagram is @thepyramidpod. My Instagram that I don't post on is @notamandab_.
My Instagram that I do post on is @Eli_farmer_.
What else? Send us an email, thepyramidpodcast@gmail.com.
We will read it on air. Amanda will read it on air.
Yeah, Eli doesn't know how to read. I will read it on air because I'm intelligent.
If you color me a picture, I will look at it on air.
Can have the audio experience of someone looking at something.
Yes.
Yeah. What else? You can send us a DM on Instagram.
Colored pencil reaction video.
Follow us on TikTok. Follow me on TikTok if you want to. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, I want to hear what people thought about the JoJo Siwa music video. Do we post that?
Yeah, I couldn't post it to the YouTube channel because it immediately got blocked. Like, immediately.
So dumb.
But it is up on Spotify. It is up as like a regular podcast episode. Yeah, and on Spotify, the video is there.
Yeah, YouTube and Apple Podcast people, we appreciate you. But go over to Spotify.
Get a free Spotify trial.
Yeah, go over to Spotify and watch that. I think that it might be the funniest piece of content we've done.
Over
we were both dying.
The bazillion things that we've recorded together.
I think
that was the best one.
I laughed. I went back and watched it. I was laughing the entire time.
It's
dying.
Pretty funny. It's a good time. The dance thing, and you were like, "What is going on?
What just happened?"
There's another podcast out there that's called Sports Kid Theater Kid, and it's a couple that's married, and the girl is a theater kid and the guy is a sports kid, and they explain things to each other.
Oh, hell yeah.
That concept is awesome. So he'll be like, "So tell me what you know about the Super Bowl," and she's like, "It's a football game," and he's like, "Correct.
Yes.
What else do you know?" And she's like, "I don't know
commercials."
Anything. And he's like, "Okay, great." And they talk about like the history of the Super Bowl, or she'll be like, "What do you know about Hamilton?" And he's like, "Literally nothing." And she's like, "Okay, awesome." In that dynamic is really fun. And I felt like that when we did that video, where it's
That's
like,
awesome.
You've never seen this, and I know what atrocity this is. And it was really fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, go seek that out. Go find that content. That was really fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Send us.
Send us what?
Send us. You can
a threat? What are you going to say?
Well, I was going to say send us, but send me
Eli.
your knife emojis. Direct all cyberbullying towards me. Send Amanda nice things.
He can take it. I cannot. I'm too fragile. I'll cry. Probably.
That's all I got. I felt the last bit of energy leave my body just now. I felt.
You don't have enough energy to sing us out the door?
Oh, of course. I always have that.
Okay, good. Ready?
He's like, me, 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 me. Me, 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 me.
I don't know if I can still do it.
I believe it too. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Nailed it, dog. Slay.
Make a slay.
And work and twerk.
No, I'm turning this camera off.